row of drones flying over parts of the United States. It began in Morris County, New Jersey 32 nights ago, and now drones are being seen over parts of 14 states. And today the FAA decided to ban all drones from flying over New Jersey airspace until at least January 17th. But they are out there again tonight, and none have been shot down. So what is going on? At least 17 military bases across the United States have also experienced drone sightings over the last month. Coincidentally, each one of these 17 bases is right next to land that the Chinese have purchased and now own.
Nice.
In some cases, we're talking about thousands of acres of
Nice.
land owned by people from China and the Chinese government.
Yeah, because I never wanted to buy a piece of land,
Elizondo,
people.
former Department of Defense official and author of
Here
the
you
book
go.
Imminent Inside the Pentagon's Hunt for UFOs. Lou, take us through what's going on. And now, if these drones have been banned over the airspace in the state of New Jersey, and they're out there right now, why are they not being shot down?
Yeah, that's a great question, isn't it? The bottom line is what the administration told the American public the last couple of days was all these are flying legally. That does not appear to be the case, right? So if all these drones are just hobbyists and if you will, commercial drones, then that would automatically remove them from the equation. Otherwise, we're talking about criminal activity with criminal implications and repercussions. So again, this is part of the frustration I think people are having, is that the administration is not being forthcoming with the American people, this administration, about what these drones are. Look, they haven't said where they're coming from, where they're going to, who's behind them, who's operating them. And even if these drones are ours, of course, they said publicly that these are not our drones, but they've also said publicly these aren't foreign adversarial drones. Well, then whose are they? If they're not foreign adversarial drones and they're not our drones, and they're able to fly at night and now even in restricted airspace,
Right.
I think America deserves the truth. I think America can handle the truth.
I think so too. You told me on Tuesday night that we are on the verge of some sort of disclosure. I'm wondering if you could be more specific about what that disclosure might be.
Sure. Well, I've been working very hard with a lot of folks on the inside. As many people may not know, I'm actually one of the founding members of something called UAP Disclosure Fund, which is a fund set up specifically to protect whistleblowers. I am on the board of that organization. What we try to do is find whistleblowers like David Grush and myself and others who are, in this case, ready to come forward and tell the American people in Congress what they know about the UAP and the government's involvement in it. These are firsthand witnesses who've been involved in programs by the U.S. government to investigate UAP. And we are working very hard to increase transparency and collaboration between some of these whistleblowers and members of Congress. But to do that, they need a very rigorous and strong legal framework to protect them. And so that's what we're doing now on the sidelines.
Could I ask you, protect them from who?
Well, from repercussions. People saw what happened to people like Dave Grush and even myself, where the government tried to pretend we had nothing to do with the programs, tried to deny the existence of ATIP and the programs that I was part of, and try to do everything they could, we call it administrative terrorism, to diminish what people are saying, to include investigating them, surveilling them, having our security clearances suspended or revoked in some cases. And I think in order for people in Congress to know the truth, we have to have a protective legal framework. And so we have whistleblowers coming out, ready to come out, that I think are going to fundamentally change this conversation in 2025. And you have a new administration that's extremely proactive in increasing public transparency into not just the drone issue, but the UAP issue.
Okay. I guess I'm curious about both, but the UAP issue I'm more curious about. Are you familiar with Dr. Stephen Greer? We had him on last night.
I am aware of him. I don't interact with him, but I am aware of him.
Okay. He said that he has witnessed firsthand alien biologics, that he has seen alien bodies. And he described what they looked like and their size. He said some are small, some are large. Have you had that experience yourself?
Well, look, I don't recall
Firsthand.
Mr. Greer. I don't recall Dr. Greer being ever in the government. Certainly not any programs that I've been involved with. I am aware of biologics. I have been allowed to say what I have said during testimony. I had a review process done by the Pentagon for security classification review, and what I'm allowed to say is that biologics have been recovered from UAP crashes in the past that the U.S. government was involved with.
Okay.
Anything beyond that, I have not been given authorization to discuss.
Okay, so you can't tell us what they look like or if you've seen these firsthand.
I can tell you that I'm aware of biologics that have been recovered from crashes. I have to be very specific to that. At some point, I'm hoping here the government will loosen up some of the restrictions on what I can say. They have already quite a bit, but as of right now, I cannot say anything more than what I've just said. right
Okay.
now to you, Bill.
He said that some aliens from certain planets are about 1.5 feet tall. Others from other planets are about 10 feet tall. Can you corroborate that?
I can't look. There's a lot in the zeitgeist. There's a lot of individuals out there that are ufologists and call themselves researchers. I don't know where they get access to their information. Again, individuals that say that were not in any of the programs I was part of. But that's not to say that on the private side, maybe they had access to information that was not from the government. I don't know if I didn't see the interview, so forgive me.
Right.
I don't know if he said he saw it from government sources or officials, but
Well, and
that
maybe
would be
those
highly
programs, sorry to cut you off, Lou, maybe those programs are siloed, just given the top secret
Possibly.
nature of this. I'm
Sure.
basing that on watching the movie Independence Day, nothing else. When does this unmasking happen?
Well, it's happening right now, and I think 2025 is going to be, by the end of 2025, we should be having, hopefully, a fundamentally different conversation. Look,
So
the
you-
bottom line
so
is that
about a year later, guys,
I don't
we'll find
wanna
out what
face
them
the
drones
fact
are. About a
that
year later.
we don't have control of our airspace.
Yeah.
We just don't have it. And look what happens when we recalibrate our radars to search for UAP. We start finding Chinese spy balloons wafting over completely unchallenged over the northern hemisphere of the United States. And now we have this drone issue. And by the way, this didn't start with New Jersey. This started 5 years ago in Colorado, Nebraska, and Kansas.
Right.
The exact same pattern of behavior here. And even the FBI was called. And local law enforcement were getting videos and pictures. And no one seemed to know anything about
Lou,
about
what
was
is the
going on.
organization? Can you tell me what this organization is?
When you say organization, which, if you don't mind,
The
can you-
organization that is going to disclose what is going on, and this
Well,
disclosure
it's
could
not
change
gonna
the
be an
course of human
organization.
history.
Understood. I don't think it's going to be an organization. I think it's going to be a collaboration and a confederacy of multiple
Individuals.
different efforts that
Okay.
are ongoing at any given time. We have
Okay.
a lot of people both inside the government and outside the government, academia and the scientific world, that are all working independently but collaboratively on trying to increase transparency and disclosure.
So are the drones and the UAPs connected?
There might be a connection. Let me be very careful here. We need more data. What I don't want to do is be reckless and put out a hypothesis that hasn't been fully vetted yet. There does appear to be some interesting uniqueness to some of the sightings. Some of these drones have been reported coming out of the water, taking off very, very fast, high speeds. In some cases, maybe displaying some of the observables we had at the Pentagon, to include low observability. Some of these drones seem to have countermeasures,
Yeah.
meaning if another drone comes by, it can zap it out of the sky. But it's too early to tell right now. We need. This is a data-starved environment, and we need more data.
I know it. That's why we're staying on this story. Lou, I appreciate you being with us and your expertise. I can't thank you enough. And what I think is fascinating, if these were hobbyists, they wouldn't be flying over New Jersey as we speak right now. The FAA banned them, and they are out there as we speak once again.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, picking up, these things. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is.
All right. Lou Elizondo, appreciate you being with us. Thank you.
My honor and privilege. Thank you, as
All
always.
right. Big question. Could Tom Cruise be